If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please consider hitting the like button. It really does help the video out, even if I don't deserve it because I'm terrible at video games. And if you want to follow me on Twitter for absolutely no reason, the link for that is down below. If you do need any coins, head over to u7buystore.com. Use the code TVM at checkout for a discount. The link is in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Brentford Save. We have a day of it today, and without any further ado, we're going to get straight into what is about to happen. We are third in the league on 71 points. That puts us a fair way clear of Arsenal. However, they have a game in hand which they're about to play while we go into our Europa League semi-final against Lyon. We have Liverpool left to play this season, who are trying to chase down Manchester United. I do believe we are their game in hand as well. So they are really going to want to win that, and by about 3 goals as well. So we'll put them level on goal difference with Man United, etc. and so on. In the league, we beat Reading 6-1. That isn't as impressive as it looks because Reading are woeful. And then we beat Spurs for the first time in this save, I think. I don't think we've ever beaten them before. Yeah, we've got a 0-0 draw last time we played them, and then we lost every single game, I think, that we played in previous seasons. We may have got a draw somewhere. Either way, beat them 2-0, went in there with a game plan, and it worked. And guess what? I'm going to use exactly the same game plan against Lyon. So Leeds play Monaco in the first semi-final. We play, Leeds play Monaco. Yeah, Leeds play Monaco in the first semi-final. We play Lyon in the second. It does say go to balanced. We are away from home. I'm going cautious for this one. So I've already set the team up just to save a little bit of time. And I think this is what I'm going to do. So this is the exact same team, pretty much. I want to say it is exactly the same team. I'm almost certain, though, that Donny van de Beek played instead of Declan Rice, and Kondogbia played that holding role against Spurs because Declan Rice was suspended. I'm almost certain. James Milner for me, I tell you what. No, James Milner played. Forget what I just said. James Milner played instead. So I actually chose James Milner over Donny van de Beek. I know he's declining everywhere, but he's actually played quite well. He's played 7 times in the league. He's got 1 assist. He's played a 6.99, which is better than his last 2 seasons at Liverpool, which is, he played twice last season. Season before that, he played 28 games, got 5 assists, 2 goals. But yeah, that's going to be the team that goes into it. We're not like changing anything really. We're just playing this very cautious setup. We have options on the bench as always to be able to bring on and cause havoc, which is exactly what we're going to try and do. I want to nick a goal and essentially sit on it for this game, and maybe take a 1-0 win back or a draw at the very worst. If we start losing and it starts to get away from us a little bit, then obviously we'll try and mix things up a little bit. They have Harry Winks. They have Shaqiri on the bench. They have Moussa Dembele on the bench, which is interesting. They have Andrea Bellotti, very dangerous player. They've kept Aouar. I've nearly signed him like 3 times. They have Emerson. Is that Emerson from... No, he's Emerson Royale, isn't he? So I don't know which Emerson that is. Zagadou from Dortmund. He was a free transfer because I looked at him. Denaya's still there. Lazaro is there. And Anthony Lopez is their goalkeeper and captain. But here we go. They're on a good run of form. They have Lucas Paqueta as well. Oh, it is. It's Chelsea's Emerson. Right, okay. So it's not Emerson Royale. But we're on a better run of form. Let's go, boys. We've beaten Spurs recently. We've also beaten Stuttgart twice, home and away. So this should be a game that we can win. Not that we should be winning, but that we can win. Luka Bacchio this season has kept 18 clean sheets, by the way, in the league, which is second to only David De Gea, who is currently top of the league with Manchester United. And there he is again, proving that he has better handling ability than David Raya, who could not catch a cold. Couldn't catch something else either, but we won't talk about that. I don't have it, by the way. I sound awful. You're probably thinking, you sound exactly the same. You always sound awful. Yeah, maybe I do. But, yeah, I keep getting negative tests after negative tests. It might just be a cold. It's been so long since I've had a cold, I've forgotten what it felt like. We are under the cosh here. A little bit. They've got more possession. They've had one chance. I mean, to be fair, they've had 3 shots on target. We've had 1. So far, you may think, well, this is boring. But the game plan is to be boring. Xherdan Shaqiri is on for Paqueta, of all the people. Here we go, then. Highlight. We are only, 5-7 minutes in, something like that, to the second half. As long as we don't lose possession here, should be our highlight. Magno through. There's Adeyemi. And he's missed a sitter, but Mbabu will not miss the sitter. And he's nicked the goal. And that is exactly what I've been trying to do. And it works. I don't know. I've never been a tactical genius in FM. I think probably once or twice a season I try something and it comes off. And every other time I try it, it just doesn't work. But with this team, I have them set up in such a way that I know exactly what I can get out of them if I need to. They are so good defensively. I've said it now, we're going to concede 3. But we've been so good defensively that I know that we can soak up pressure. And I know that our attackers are good enough to be able to hit on the break. We're also good at scoring from crosses and corners, with one of the highest conversion rates in the league for that. Barisic down this left-hand side, ball into Magno. And it's 2-0. And the referee's not going to look at it, which is a novelty in itself. We're 2-0 up away from home against Lyon, and we are playing defensively. I know it's more cautious than... Yeah, we are on cautious. It is more cautious than it is defensive. But Barisic, again, proving why he's such an asset. And Thales Magno from that shadow striker position in this team. I mean, that is a great goal. And we are... I mean, we rode our luck a little bit in the first half, but we are proving why we are in this competition and in the semi-finals. If we beat Lyon, by the way, across 2 legs, I have to, even if we play Monaco, I have to feel like we are the favourites going into it. It's not taking anything for granted, but I do feel like if we can do this, we will be classed as the favourites. I don't think we were favourites going into this game, which, to be fair, is fair. What do I do here? It's more of a fatigue kind of situation. Jorginho wouldn't mind coming off. Don't really want to bring... He's on a yellow. That's the only thing I'm worried about. He's on a yellow card. Don't want to risk him. But on the other hand, do I trust Donny van der Beek to do the same job as he... Yeah, go on. Well, put my trust in Donny van der Beek. Adeyemi doing well. He's not really that fatigued. Let's bring Rafinha on for Thales Magno. Why not? Let's leave it like that for another 5 minutes. And then we'll start to shut the doors a little bit. So, I say shut the doors as if they're not already, bolted. But what can we do here? Bastoni, Onuachu, Kalulu, Maitland-Niles and Firmino. Could maybe take off Adeyemi, but he's doing all right. Could maybe take off Barisic for Bastoni. I think I'll do that. I'd rather keep Barisic fit. I'm going to move Rafinha out to the right. And I'll tell you for why. He's better than that... Sorry, left, not right. I'm so all over the place right now. I've got no idea which way is up. So, I'll move Adeyemi into a false 9. Rafinha can be the inside forward on that left-hand side. He's just better suited to that role, right? So, I talked about in the last episode. He may end up going in the window. And the reason being is because I feel like we can invest that money into a player who is natural in the position that I want him to be in. That's a fantastic result. I definitely would have taken that before the start of play. But I just feel like I'm wasting his career, to be honest, because he's not playing as consistent as he should be. He should be starting every single game within this team, but he's not. And that tells you all you need to know. Leeds have beaten Monaco. Wow, wow, wow. We know we can beat Leeds. They're not the easiest team to play, and we have had some difficult times against them. But I know we can beat them. So, I've got a game against Liverpool now, which is a very important game, to say the least, because it will kind of define where or what the... I mean, look at that. We are not the favourites for this. Yeah, it's kind of going to set up the last 3 games of the last 2 games of the season, I should say, because there's only 3 left. But if we can get something out of this game, even if it's a point, I have the utmost confidence of being able to go into our final 2 games against Newcastle and Burnley, who are both down there, 16th and 17th. Oh, what a season. It is a very interesting day in the Premier League. Manchester City play Arsenal. Now, that is significant because, of course, Man City, even though they're down in 8th, they are still a strong side and they are very capable of beating Arsenal. So, ideally, I would like that to happen. Tottenham against Man United is also a relatively big game for us because Tottenham can catch us. So it would be nice if they were to slip up. And then, of course, we play Liverpool, which we've already been through. And then tomorrow, Chelsea play Leeds, who are struggling down in 11th. But the reason that they're struggling is because their team or their squad isn't big enough to be fighting 2 fronts. Essentially, they are Russia, 1944. So, if you know, you know. If you listened in school, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, Leeds, they are a good team in Europe, but they've not been great in the league. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. But for today, I am going to set up in exactly the same way that I set up against Lyon, because we have to try and get something from this game. So you join me for the final 10 minutes of the Liverpool-Brentford game. We are away from home. We're 2-1 down. We went 1-0 up. And I just could not really... Yeah, couldn't really do an awful lot. And there we are. Game's done. We have lost to Liverpool. It's not really a surprise. On paper, honestly, their team is absolutely mental. So, the defence, a little bit different. But, to be fair, they did have Van Dijk on there for the entire game. Did they? I'm pretty sure they did. And they brought Koundé on. They obviously had Lacroix. They're playing Sula at right back. He got an assist as well. I don't know how they're getting away with that. They've brought Rodri from Manchester City. They had Salah on there. They brought Robertson on. They had Diogo Jota, who was one of the goal scorers. They took Harvey Elliott off at one point. They have got a very, very good team. We weren't ever really expected to beat them. I was hoping to get a draw. When we went 1-0 up, I thought for a second, hey, we could do this. Unfortunately not. It's still in our hands, though, to be fair. Arsenal drew against Manchester City, which is massive. So that leaves us still a point clear of anyone beneath us. So long as we don't lose to Burnley or to Newcastle, we will finish 3rd in the league. There is still a chance that even if we lose one of those games and win the other, we may still finish 4th. But obviously it's still in our hands right now. And that's all we need to make sure that we do is win. Lyon next up then. Exactly the same team. This isn't the team we used against Liverpool. I had to rotate. Honestly, I think if I hadn't rotated as heavily as I did against Liverpool, we might have been able to beat them, or at least comfortably get a point off them. I took out Nianzou. He had a break. At half-time, I made 3 subs as well to try and give the players I couldn't afford to leave off a break. Milner played the full 90. Maitland-Niles played the full 90. Bastoni played large portion of the game. Firmino played. Rafinha played. Van de Beek played. So, yeah. Nianzou has a knock, but it says he's fit enough to play, but then here it says he's some way off fitness. But we have Kalulu on the bench. It's such an important game that I feel like I'm going to play him through the pain, and then I will rest him, so long as he doesn't get injured. I will rest him for both Premier League games against Newcastle and Burnley so that he's fit for the final if we make it there. I would just rather have my best team out there, whether they're fit or not, really. So they're starting Shaqiri this time, and I think that's the only change that they've made. Now, I don't know that for sure because I can't recite every name that I saw on the team sheet last time, but we are home for this game. We've just taken a loss against Liverpool, but it's one we expected to take, so I'm hoping with exactly the same system, cautious at home, they should do what Stuttgart did actually and start sort of, doing that. Is he onside? Probably, to be honest. I can't really see that being offside, which is a terrible start for us, if I'm honest. I'm hoping this referee is on our side. Nope. That's a terrible start. I'm going to leave things the way that they are for now, though. Ball in, good ball in. It's terrible defending, and Belotti is there to tap it in. So I'm not going to moan about it. We'll skip it. We don't need to watch it. He's onside. We're fully aware. They've come to play, though, by the looks of things. If this goes 2-2, I will switch the system almost immediately. Being 2-0 up in the first leg, it left me thinking, well, the same system has to work again because we'll be defensive. We won't concede that many. We may end up nicking one, and that's all we need. All we need is one. Well, all we needed was one goal before they got one. Toko can be in on goal here, forced wide by the defender. There he is, and Babu steals it. We're still in this highlight. If we don't lose the ball within the next couple of seconds, we could end up seeing an attack here. Levakovic has knocked it long. Nobody there, obviously. Declan Rice nicks it. Kondogbia through the middle to Thales Magno. In on goal. Square it, mate. Nope, goes for goal. Save from Lopez. If he'd squared it, we might have been able to get a goal there, but he didn't. We have a corner. It's unlikely anything's going to come from this. And it doesn't. 10 minutes in, by the way. More action in this game than in the entire first leg. And who says these games are boring? Me, to be honest. That's just the way I set up. I do it on purpose. I'm not all about playing attractive football. I'm a results man, you know? They have a very strong side. Looking at that now. We have a free kick here. Barisic nods it in. Osifo back post. What the hell has he just done? Adeyemi has knocked it off the line. Adeyemi has played it back in. He should have just gone for goal. Yes, there's a chance he would have hit the side netting or the post or something, but he could have even taken a touch. He had so much time at the back post. We're 1-0 down at the break, which is fine, by the way. But we're not really creating anywhere near as much as I kind of hoped we would do, even though we're on defensive. We are, by the way, this is largely irrelevant, but it is definitely worth a mention. If we manage to not lose today, we will go into the record books as the team with the longest unbeaten streak in the Europa League. Now, for those of you who remember, we already own that title for the conference. So we will have 2 of the 3 European competitions. We'll have records in both of them for the exact same thing. Mad. But of course, we do need a result. Shaqiri plays that ball in, and it's a goal. And that is going to go... it's not going to go to VAR, which means we now need to wake up a little bit. So... let's go balanced. I'm gonna just change this completely, and I'll see you in a second. And I say completely, to be honest, I've gone into the system that maybe we should have started in. I'm not sure. We're 2-0 down, though, playing defensive. So we might as well go for it now. We're 2-2. We're still not out of this. Even if the game finishes like this, we're not out. It will go to extra time and penalties. We just need a little bit of belief. It's terrible from everyone involved. We need a little bit of belief, bit of encouragement. We have a corner. Thales Magno, for some reason, is the one heading it, and he's nodded it over the bar. Here they come again. Paqueta, ball through to Toko Akambi. Can he square it? Comes back to Emerson. If they score here, I'll be bitterly disappointed because, well, we'll be losing the game, essentially. Adeyemi through, or forward, sorry. Kondogbia looking to play it backwards. Godfrey out to Barisic. Little layoff and run. No, there's Kondogbia on Uachu. Through the middle, though, is... Kondogbia. Oh, well. I keep wanting to call him Charles as well. His name is Jeffrey. Anyway, we have ourselves a free kick here. Barisic. That is Gary McAllister distance. Don't shoot. Goes for goal. Good save from Lopez. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a terrible effort. I think it's probably a little bit closer than Gary McAllister. We have a corner. Again, not really expecting anything from this, just from the way the game goes. Over the bar again from Thales Magno. I need to make sure that someone else is heading that ball, I think. Rafinha is on for Thales Magno. He's playing well, actually. I don't want to take him off, but he is fatigued. He did play against Liverpool. We have ourselves a throw-in deep in their half. Here is Rafinha with a ball in. Oh, my days. It's one of those games, isn't it? It really is. We are losing, but we only need a goal. That's all we need. If we lose 2-1, I'm happy. Rice. Nianzou, back to the keeper maybe. No, back to Rice. Ball played long to Adeyemi. He has time here. Oh, he's so bad. every time he gets on one-on-one, I have no faith. Absolutely no faith at all. He does it all the time. He's one of the best players in the game. Maybe not at the moment, but he will be. But it is shocking to me that he misses so many one-on-ones, and I notice it more with him than anyone. Firmino is quite bad at it, to be fair. He misses a lot, but not as much as Adeyemi. Adeyemi is shockingly bad. If we can attract a bigger striker in the summer, I may be tempted to sell either Firmino or Adeyemi and use that bigger striker. And what I mean by that is someone like Erling Haaland, who is still at Dortmund looking for a move, and if we can secure Champions League football, you never know. We're not going to secure the Europa League if we keep playing like this, though. We are dodgy at the moment. Kondogbia steals it from Shaqiri. Can he drive forward? He can. You actually play it through. He's onside here. Here's Rafinha in on goal. Oh, it's cultured. Oh, it's one of the best finishes you'll ever see. I mean, that is one of only 7 goals Rafinha has scored this season, and I genuinely think 3 of them came in the group stages against... who did we play? Was it Genk? Just one of the teams that you'd expect us to beat. But that is a very important goal. Rafinha may have just earned himself a year's extension to his contract with that. Just for that goal alone. Oh, I was going to make a sub. But we have a corner. And Babu. Ball comes out. And Babu drives back down that right-hand side. Nianzou comes down that right-hand side. Back to Mbabu. Can he play a good ball in? He can to Onuachu. It's game over. Good night, Irene. That is why I brought Onuachu on. And not only, in my opinion, have we just secured ourselves a place in the final, that's probably the record as well. Just a little something on the, like cherry on top. Let's bring Firmino on for Adeyemi. Why not? Might as well. And not that it makes a difference at this stage, but, well. Very, very pleased with the way that we've responded. It does just go to show, and I said it in the game against Hoffenheim, I've said it against Inter, I've said it against Stuttgart, and now I'm saying it again against Lyon. We are better than I give us credit for. I've gone into this ultra defensively purely because I don't think we're good enough to go toe-to-toe with a team like this. We clearly are, because they are going for it, sure. But now that so are we're better. We just are better. Onuachu nods it forward. Firmino couldn't quite get on the end of it. That would have been some real nice icing. Can we steal the ball from Aouar? No. Bruno out to Valentino. If they nick a goal back, it will give us a bit of a nervous final few minutes, but we should be all right. I would have got, if it was still 3-2, or we were losing 2-1 on the night, I probably would have gone into a more defensive waste time kind of system. But as we're 2 goals clear, even if they score, it's still unlikely that they will go on to get yet another goal. I mean, I say that with a pinch of salt, but here's Onuachu off the bench to make it 5-3 or 5-2 on aggregate, and he has done. Onuachu is the man, and I have no idea why I'm not playing him more often. What a player, by the way. I mean, he was called a panic buy on deadline day by the media, and he has scored more goals than any other Premier League striker collectively over the last 3 years, I think. Ronaldo's dropped off a little bit recently, so wow. 2-0 down to win 3-2 is amazing, and in the way in which we did it as well. Onuachu with 2 goals and an assist for Rafinha's goal. What a substitution. Inspiring. So a Kevin Volland double has knocked Leeds out of the cup, which means we will have to play Monaco in the final. I tell you what, I'm a little bit... I don't know how to feel. I have 2 sets of emotions here. So I wanted to play Leeds because I know more about them. We play them twice a season minimum, and I see their league form, and I know how they play, I know who they have, etc. But with that being said, they are still a very good team that we do struggle against. So it was conflicting. With Monaco, I do feel like we can beat them, but I don't know anything about them. So there it is for everyone to see. We play Newcastle and then Burnley in the league to secure Champions League football, hopefully. Then we play Monaco. If the worst happens and we completely bottle it against Newcastle and Burnley, we have a chance to secure Champions League football by beating Monaco. That sets up a fantastic last episode for the current season. I mean, I couldn't have written it better, I don't think. So we've lost against Watford, which put us in a really negative situation, and we've lost against Liverpool. But apart from those 2 defeats between March and down here in May, we have either picked up a point or beaten our opponents. We have done particularly well this season. That was a very bad set of games. I thought, here we go, the bubble has burst. We managed to turn it around against Bournemouth and started doing well again. But this season in general, we've done very, very well. It is going to be extremely difficult to match that next season. But of course, this season isn't finished yet. The league is on a knife edge when it comes to where we're likely to finish, because we are 1 point clear of Chelsea. Arsenal still have that game in hand. We could easily slip down into 5th if we don't get results against Newcastle and Burnley. Join me in the next episode where we will see what happens. Both of those teams, by the way, are playing for absolutely nothing. So realistically, they shouldn't be fielding strong teams and have the desire to go all out and win the game, because they're not playing for anything. But we'll see what happens. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.